Right, so this video is a continuation of how to configure and use Flow with SharePoint on-premise environments. So in the previous video, we already talked about how you can download the gateway, install it, and then just make sure that the connection is made. But in this one, we are going to go ahead and actually build the Flow workflows with the on-premise list. So let's quickly, once again, take a look at the list. This is in my on-prem SharePoint 2016 farm, and just to validate that, as you can see in the URL, it's 2016 RTM, so I can actually go to my central administration on the SharePoint server, and I can validate that this is in fact the web application, and that's the site collection. This is just a simple two-tier SharePoint 2016 farm, but it is in fact on my own premise over here. So on the Flow over here, well, before we go to Flow, on the Power Apps, let's take a look at the gateway. This over here, of the many gateways that I have, this is the specific one that was built, and we talked about that in the previous video, plus I've described it in detail in the article itself. So when I go ahead and click on it, you can see that it is there's not much details over here, not much on the user itself. But on the connection, you can see that a connection has been made, and that's the connection name over here. And then after that, in the connections itself, you can see that I've already got a connection made, and this is the connection that I made to the on-prem environment, which is on my local 2016 environment over here. So again, now that we've got the connections and the gateways taken care of, let's go and take a look at the Flow. So on my Flow over here, I've logged in. This is my subscription through my Office 365 for a very specific user. And I've already gone ahead and built 3 workflows, and this is what it is. So in the list, anytime an item is created, what I want is based on the operating system. If it's a Windows 7, Windows 8, or Windows 10, based on the operating system, I want 2 things to happen. One is an email should be going out, just giving an alert as far as what the device is, who the owner is, whether it's a student, teacher, or administrator, and what the operating system is. And I want a post to be made on the specific Yammer group. So I have my own Yammer network, and I've got 3 different groups set up, which is Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 7. And if the item, for example, which is added is for an OS 10, then a post will be made on the Windows 10 group. If a new item comes in which is for Windows 8, then an automatic post will be made on the Windows 8 group, and then same thing for Windows 7 as well. So that's the whole thing in a nutshell over there as far as what the workflow is. And so let's take a look at let's take a look at one of the workflows. So I'm going to click on the Windows 8 group over here. That's the workflow. And it is loading. It's completely GUI based, and over here this workflow is going to run when a new item is created, and my condition is based on the OS value. If the OS value is equal to Windows 8, then I want to post a message directly on my Yammer network in the Windows 8 group, which is this group over here. Also, an email should be going out, and the email is going to go out to whoever created the item, and then there's going to be a subject, and then there's going to be a body. So that is for one of the workflows. The other 2 are exactly the same. So we've taken a look at the workflow and the logic, so now we're going to do some testing. So I'm going to go ahead and add all, at least test by putting in 3 different items on my on-prem environment, so I can fill up the posts on each of the groups. So I'll put in a Windows 7 OS test, put device as desktop, operating system Windows 7, owner can be, say, a student, date we'll put it as the 3rd, August the 3rd, we'll save that. Let's do another one, Windows 8 OS test, laptop, Windows 8, owner, teacher, change, put in a date, save. And as you can see, I'm already beginning to get all the alerts and everything coming in. But let's go ahead and put in the last item, and then we'll take a look at the alerts. So there's the Windows 10 OS test device. Let's say it's a tablet, operating system Windows 10, owner, say it's an administrator. And there you go. So I've got 3 different items put in over here. Once again, emphasis that this is my on-premises environment. And now the workflows have been running. So let's go ahead and take a look at, first let's take a look at my email alerts. So I've gotten the email alert, which is for Windows 7 is assigned to a student. Got that one. I also got the email alert, which is Windows 8 is assigned for a teacher. And I got the third email, which is Windows 10 is assigned to administrator. Now these 2 are just my Yammer post alerts. So let's go ahead and take a look at my Yammer network. So now on my Yammer network on the Windows 7 group, you can see that less than a minute ago that post directly came over here. This is from the Flow workflow that I built. Same thing happened for Windows 8. I got the email on my machine, plus this post was put over here. And then finally on Windows 10, I got the email on my local machine, and I got the post on my Yammer network as well. So as a quick recap, all of this has happened as a connection between my on-premises SharePoint list using the gateway to Power Apps in Flow and building the custom workflow over here. I just built 3 different workflows. They had the condition and the posts were made successful. So it just proves that the gateway works, and this gateway makes a good relationship between the Flow and my on-premise SharePoint environment. Thanks.